What is there to say? What is there? What is there to say? I don't know. I cannot find the words to describe this feeling. It just, it's like your soul has been sucked out of you. It this is humbling. This is humbling. I wish it wasn't against this team again, because now Clemson has got our number for the second time. But I mean, this game, it was a good game to start for the Buckeyes. All right, but you know what happened? That changed the whole course of this game. That I think it just gave Clemson all the confidence and stuff. And that was Shaun Wade's disqualification, which shouldn't have happened, all right, because they called targeting, and yes, he did hit Trevor Lawrence, excuse me, with the crown of his helmet. But if you look at the play again, when a runner is running downhill, he's trying to get low. Trevor Lawrence is 6'6". He's also bracing for impact. And how else is Shaun Wade supposed to react on this? Because when you look at it, if Trevor Lawrence stood straight up, then it would be a clean hit, all right? But since Trevor Lawrence got low as well, there's no other way to react. So a disqualification, I don't know, all right? So that play really changed things. Another play that changed things was the roughing the kicker. All right, and that was a good call. Can't blame it on them. But if you actually see, the Ohio State player got more hurt on that than the actual punter. So it's weird. But that first interception, I don't know if that led to a touchdown. But if it did, that was also something bad, and also not capitalizing on those first few drives. Like, we had a few field goals, not in actual touchdowns. Like, we had 3 drives in the first half that resulted in field goals rather than touchdowns. So let's say we just had one more touchdown, we win the game. But that is not the case. Okay, so I cannot blame this on the refs. I saw a lot of back and forth action with the corners and wide receivers, but I think the game was officiated cleanly on that front. That disqualification, though, was just it was Bush League. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I was kind of nervous for Justin because he hasn't played in a big game like this all season. Well, of course, because there's no playoff games during the season. But I mean, all the other games, he didn't really face that much adversity, I would say, to be honest, until this game. So I didn't know how he was gonna bounce back or react, and he actually did respond, because on that 4th and 1, you saw he hit Chris Olave on that post for the touchdown, and I was surprised because when it was 4th and 1, I was like, please kick the field goal, please don't do this, and he dropped back to pass. And I know Fields has a tendency to hold on to the ball too long, and I'm just sitting there like, oh my God, please don't get sacked. They're gonna send the pressure, and he hits him in stride, and I'm like, wow, I did not expect that. So other than those 2 interceptions, I think he did pretty well, considering he wasn't even at full strength. One problem was the defense this game. We cannot let a Trevor, like, out of all the QBs we played this year, we let Trevor Lawrence run up and down on this defense. And I guess it makes sense, because I remember somebody posted something on Facebook talking about how Lamar Jackson averages more yards per carry than other running backs. And I said in the comments, I'm like, well, that usually is the case simply because in football, when a quarterback runs, you have 10 blockers. The running back is going to be blocking. When you do a handoff to the running back, the quarterback's not going to be blocking. So you have 9. So math means, so you just do the math, you have 1 extra blocker, all right? And also, when you're dropping back to pass, depending on the coverage, that's just going to give the quarterback a lot of room as well. And Trevor Lawrence, props to him for taking advantage of that. He was running all over our defense, and it was hard. It was hard to look at it. There was a lot of missed tackles as well. The safeties and linebackers. I mean, I don't want to say they did bad because there were a lot of plays where they were in the backfield, stopped the short runs, but it was just like they gave up so many long plays, and it you can't. It's hard to bounce back from that stuff. All right, it really is hard. Okay, props to the special teams. I think the special teams did good, except that one penalty. Okay, Hubel made all of his field goals. Drew Chrisman, he pinned Clemson deep. It was just the defense just did not really step up when they needed to. The offense didn't do what they had to do, and that was just upsetting. Yes, we had injuries on our side, but Clemson had injuries on their side as well. Okay, because Justin Ross, he was out of the game momentarily, and T. Higgins was out pretty much most of the first half. But also, you could look on our side, J.K. was out for a little bit, and obviously Shaun Wade. And I remember before this game, somebody's talking about, oh, they're going to be targeting Shaun Wade and stuff because he's not that good of a corner. Well, we saw how him being out the game affected everything. And Reap, I'm honestly gonna say Reap was like grabbing the whole game, to be honest. I was watching, I'm like, dang, I can't believe he's not getting called for these more often. But he's inexperienced, so I mean that's kind of expected. But yeah, man, defense didn't do what they were supposed to do. Chase Young, I won't say he was a non-factor because it's not going to show up in the stat lines, but he had hurries. All right, I think he got a half sack. I don't know if he got a tackle for loss, but he definitely got a tackle. But I mean, we did get sacks. We got the pressure. It's just that I don't think with our pressure and the coverage, like if Trevor Lawrence saw a seam, he would take it. And it wouldn't be just for 5 yards. It'd be like for 50, all right, as we saw. And it was just bad. And then when we go into that final drive, all right, everything's clicking. But I still had something in my heart telling me, like, I don't think this isn't going to happen. I'm not going to believe that this is going to happen until it happens. I did not think that it was going to happen for some reason. I just didn't feel it. I didn't feel it at all. I didn't feel like that miracle was coming. And on that play, Justin Fields trying to hook up for his, I think it was either Austin Mack or Chris Olave, both light skin. Okay, both wear numbers in the 10s, so it might be kind of hard to tell. But yeah, they're in the end zone, slipped. I think the wide receiver was trying to go to the left. He was trying to cut and go to the left, but Fields thought that they were going to cut back to the right. Either way, they slipped. And it was kind of like a timing play. So I would say, like, let's say if he was going to cut back to the right, then that would be a good pass because he'd be pretty much in the area by the time the ball gets to him. But he threw the ball he threw the ball as the receiver broke for that route. He broke the wrong way. The ball ended up in a Clemson Tigers hand. And it was very upsetting. It was like the disbelief, the shock, like Justin Fields holding his helmet. But I got to give the man props. This is basically his freshman year. I mean, yeah, he played for Georgia, but I mean, he technically wasn't a redshirt. I think his red shirt got burned because he played in 6 games. I'm not sure. But yeah, for his first year as a full-time starter, I think he did phenomenal, honestly. And he only threw like 3 interceptions on the season. But this is an example of what happens when you don't get tested enough. He was not tested enough this season. That's one thing that scared me this whole season. I'm like, we're beating the crap out of these teams. We need to play somebody that can give us a close game, okay, and get some adversity, because when we actually get a game like this, what the hell are we going to do? Our schedule is going to be tougher next season. I think we have a ranked opponent in Oregon, so we're going to be playing Oregon, okay, and literally that game, it doesn't matter if we lose or win, as long as we just win the rest of the games, because it's an early game. So if you lose early, that doesn't hurt you as much as if you lose late in the season. So yeah, this happens. You're gonna get results like these when you don't get tested enough, and it showed out there on the field. Um, yeah, I mean, I still think that Ohio State did a great job. All right, but Clemson did a better job. All right, and earlier in the game, Ryan Day was just playing chess while Venables was playing checkers. All right, but it was just that targeting. That targeting changed the entire game. The momentum shifted. It was a fourth. It was fourth down. Well, no, it's third down. It was going to be a fourth down. All right, mind you, with a 16-point lead with Ohio State with like 4 minutes left in the half. So let's say they score 3 more points, 19 points, right? And they grind it out. That end of the quarter, 19 points going to half with 19-point lead. No, that doesn't happen. Clemson scores 2 touchdowns after that, and it is a 2-point ball game. What could have been a 19-point ball game at the halftime, or just 16, ended up being a 2-point ball game. It's you hate, like I said, you hate to see it, and it's just unfortunate. But yeah, better luck next year. As they say, Ohio State's probably going to be front runners for the Big Ten again because, I mean, our defensive ends ain't going to get, well, Chase Young's leaving, but Zach Harrison. We still got Zach Harrison, though. And then we got the wide receivers coming in with Julian Fleming, Smith Najigba, who else? G. Scott Jr. and Pharaoh Cooper. I don't know if they're all going to get burned, but shit, they're good. All right, and we saw Garrett Wilson, a true freshman, out there balling. Chris Olave last year, a true freshman, balling, and he was like a 3-star prospect. I was kind of surprised to see that, but hey, he came out there. I don't know, like the other wide receivers on our team that are on the squad. They're not that experienced, like Elijah Gardner and Jamison Williams. So I don't know how they're gonna do. And Jalen Harris and Cameron Babb as well. So they haven't got a lot of PT. So it's gonna be interesting seeing what they can do. And I don't know what's gonna happen because we got 4 wide receivers who are nice coming in, and they're just sitting there like, well, we got seniority. So I don't know what's gonna happen. But yeah, this was a disappointing thing to watch out there on the field. Yeah, I would be mad, but I'm just I'm in disbelief. I still can't believe this. I mean, I can believe it, but it was just like, wow. It was just in an instance, just like that. And you know, I'm gonna have to root for LSU. Go Joe Burrow. All right, we birthed Joe Burrow. So we gotta root for the Ohio kid. But yeah, that's J-Rob video. Didn't edit this video because it's, you know, it's a grimy, grungy, dirty little reaction. I don't really care anymore. But yeah, man, that's it. That's the reaction. Hopefully you enjoyed. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. And as always, peace.